Hey team, the perfect sales call is a little bit like the perfect cake. And yes, that is actually a cake. My name's Luke, I've been in the sales game for over 25 years. And this is one thing I've learned, is that if you do not structure your sales call correctly, you and your prospect will not have enough time to get everything that you need and they need out of it. So in today's video, we're going to go through the perfect way to structure your sales call so you can make more sales, and with all your commission, buy lots of cake. So typically, a sales call has three parts. It has the open, it has the middle bit, and it has the end, also known as the close. Open, we can think of as like, pleasantries. How you doing? How was your day? We're going to ask questions like, how was your day? Who are you? Etc., etc. And the middle bit is essentially our discovery phase. Okay. And the first mistake that I see a lot of, especially young salespeople do, is they spend way too long on the open. So if this is our sales call, they spend a lot of time over here in the open, getting to know the prospect, building rapport, all things that you should actually do, but not here. And of course, the more time we spend on the open, the less time we have in the middle here for our discovery, which means that when we come to close the deal, because we haven't spent enough time in the middle, they're going to have way more objections, which means we spend loads of time in here battling objections. And shock horror, when we do try and close the call, they're not interested, they don't have the money, they don't have the blah, 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 all the usual shite that we hate to hear. So, what are we going to do instead? We're going to try and break this down, keep it super, super simple, and we're going to do a new sales call here. And what I want you guys to do on your next sales call is literally, that's your open, that little bit there. That's all I want to see. Hello, Mr. Prospect. How are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Super. Listen, we've got 45 minutes for this call. I have another call straight after. So if it's okay with you, I'd love to get straight into it. Really quick open like that. You don't need to spend hours asking about the weather, asking about the kids. That is not rapport building. That's just wasting time. So we're going to open. We're in control of the call. They know we're busy. Our time has to be respected. They know we've got another call coming after, so we can't fuck around. We're going to get into this, okay? Which psychologically will help you build rapport during the discovery phase, because this guy knows you're serious. He knows you're here already. So there we go. Then we want our discovery phase to be the majority of the call, okay? The majority of the call. And then at the end, our close literally wants to be something along the lines like, super. So how would you like to pay for that today? We're looking for those super simple, super brief, one-line closes at the end of a fantastic call of discovery and conversation. Curiosity and caring about the customer. So how are we going to break down this big discovery piece to try and make that a bit more simple for you? Because I can't just tell you to open with one line and close with one line and expect you to go off today and close those calls. So as I alluded to there, our discovery, however it's going to work, needs to have an undertone of curiosity at all times. So that is curiosity, okay? I'm old. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm old. I have 3 small kids, and the word you hear all the time is why? Why? Why do we have to go to bed? Why do we have to eat the broccoli? Well, on a sales call, it's no different. First question out the gate. Mr. Prospect, what's brought you on the call today? Why now? Why not 6 months ago? Why not 6 months in the future? Really, really simple questions just to open that conversation up, okay? Because we're being curious, okay? Yes, of course, we want to sell our product, we want to sell our offer, but That's over here. That's going to get taken care of in the last little section of the call. It's over here. We're curious. We care about the prospect, okay? So we need curiosity. We also need an element of service, okay? So many sales gurus on Instagram, they're out there driving their Lamborghinis, flying private jets. I'm super happy for them that they've been so successful, but classic sales, where I came from, it's the service business, okay? The sales business is a service business, and we are here to serve our clients and our prospects. And so yes, if you do a good job, you can go off and buy your hypercar and go and live on a beach in Bali, and that's fucking great. But for now, we're all just trying to make a little bit of money. Christmas is coming. So we need to be curious, and we need to be in service of our clients during this discovery phase. You would have also heard a lot of these sales gurus talk about the pain gap. So this is another thing we need to concentrate on in the discovery phase. Because all the while we are being curious and we're asking why, it's because we want to get our prospects to start making decisions on an emotional level and not a logical level. So what do I mean by that? Well, this is kind of looks like a cloud, but that is actually supposed to be a brain. And our prospects, like everybody else in this life, there are two sides to the decision-making part of the brain. There's the logical side, and then there's the emotional side. And we all know that if we're selling someone an offer, if they've come onto our call to buy something, well, they already know logically that if they buy X, Y, and Z course, that potentially they can earn more money with the education that they've learned. They know that if they buy a product that could 10x their inbound leads from their marketing department, like they already know this. They've read the blurb, okay? That's why they're on the call. They're interested. They've already made a decision with the logical part of their brain, okay? So again, that's just a very, very small section of the discovery phase. It's confirming that we know why they're there. But we want to be making decisions on the emotional side of the brain, and that's where the curiosity comes into it. Well, it's because they want to sell more. Why do they want to sell more? Well, they obviously want to make more money. Why do they want to make more money? Okay. Why do they want to 10x their marketing leads? Maybe it's a startup and they want to IPO in the future. Well, why do they want to IPO in the future? Because they've been working for 20 years on this product, and the wife's about to divorce them. They never see their kids, and they just want to get this public company, take the money, and go and retire and have a wonderful life with their family. Like, now all of a sudden, we're in the emotional side of things. Similar, somebody might be looking to buy, a 5K sales course, like I've done in the past. So, like, they know the more they learn, the more they put the reps in, the more they upskill themselves, the better sales calls they're going to have, and the more money they're going to make. That's the logical side of the brain. But the emotional side of the brain, take me for example. Why have I gone from corporate sales into coaching? Do I want more money? No, I don't want more money. So what do I want? Well, I want to spend more time with my family. I want the flexibility of life. I want to walk my kids to school. I don't want to be stuck in traffic when I should be watching them play football. It's those kind of things that I give a shit about, okay? So that's my emotional decision making. And it's going to be different for everybody, okay? So once we've become curious, we've confirmed the logical side of the brain, and we're going to spend a ton of stuff over here on the emotional decision making side of the brain. And again, this is going to help us build what a lot of these sales gurus out there call the pain gap. The pain gap is kind of identifying where they are now to where they want to go in the future. But again, it's not as simple as watching an Instagram reel and going, oh, well, if I ask them where they are now and everything's shit, and then I can bring them somewhere cool, that's great. We need to spend over time here in the emotional side of the brain being super curious, okay? And of course, there's bound to be objections. There's always objections. But the more time you spend over here, the more time you're going to address these objections before they even come up. So at the end of the call then, over here, we just want to be reconfirming everything we've spoken to here. I'm going to reconfirm that. Mr. Prospect, on a scale of 1 to 10, You know, how do you feel about this offer? How do you feel about progressing? If it's a high number, like an 8 or a 9, brilliant. Tell me what it's going to take to get to a 10. So we're back on the logical side of the brain, okay? We've been logical, we've been emotional, and now we're just going to come back here. And again, that's going to uncover, well, maybe there's one last objection that's going to get you to the 9. And all of a sudden, over here, you're dealing with one objection. Yeah, actually, you know what, Luke, what's going to get me to a 10? It's just if I could maybe split the payments. Or can I start next week? Or actually, whatever it is, okay? And we have a ton of resources to help with those last little objections to get you over the line. If you drop your email below in the links, a ton of free sales assets going to help you get over the line at the end of the call. And then boom, Mr. Prospect, how would you like to pay? And we are done. So hopefully that's given you a really good idea how you can better structure your sales calls. It is as simple as open, discovery, close, but you see how we need to spend a lot less time over here and way more time in the middle, okay? And we just want to bounce in between the logical side of the brain to the emotional side of the brain and back again. Stay curious and stay in service of your clients. Again, ton of free sales stuff below in the links. I will see you in the next one.